like I said, I'm the big dog at the welterweight division, and he gotta take a back seat and take that 60-40 or 70-30, wherever we give him.
What's next?
Oh, well, everybody know who I want next. I want Terrence Crawford next.
Y'all can keep the fake love. I need the after the car accident vibes. I read and listen to all of it, and I use it all as motivation. Hey, stop that cat. You dig? Errol Spence Jr. with a message to the haters, the naysayers, who didn't think he would be back this strong after a car accident. That's what I'm going to talk about in this video. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Y'all know what I came to do in this video. We're going to talk about it. Errol Spence Jr., what can I say? He defeated YORDENIS UGAS out of Cuba. Now, in boxing, the Cuban boxing school is highly regarded as some of the best in boxing when it comes to skills, technique, style, fundamentals, pizzazz, very difficult style. Errol Spence Jr., he made it look easy. And I'm not disrespecting UGAS. I really like UGAS. I am going to continue to support UGAS, and I want to see him bounce back healthy and strong. You know, I think there's great fights for him in the welterweight division. But look he got a smirk on his face right now because he knew what he was headed to the AT&T Stadium to do, and that was to mash up UGAS. So again, I respect and rate UGAS, but the sign and signal that Errol Spence is special and exudes greatness is this. When I look at boxing, the art of hit and don't get hit, the sweet science, and you have keen senses and you examine these various things, you got to look at some telltale signs. Errol Spence fought a guy, and the guy was coming off of literally his best win in his whole entire career. That was against Manny Pacquiao. And yet and still, he looked like a completely different fighter. Now, I take all things into consideration when I'm doing these videos. I would understand if UGAS was off a long layoff or if UGAS was coming off of an injury. But ironically enough, he wasn't. And ironically enough, the guy who was coming off a long injury and a long layoff, that was Errol Spence Jr. So to rise like a phoenix from the ashes, I'm impressed with how Errol Spence looked. Now, I know Errol Spence, the reason why he feels this way is because he's been slighted by the world of boxing. And I've said this many a times on my channel. It is up to you guys to subscribe to get that, you know, to get your messages when it comes to this boxing. Pay your tithes. Listen, in the last 30 days, I looked at my YouTube analytics and it showed me something. It said in the last 30 days, the month of March, we're almost in May, but last month, 50% of you guys subscribed to my content that watched it for free on YouTube. The other 50%, you watched it for free and you didn't pay your tithes. So subscribe. Here's your reminder. Maybe you forgot, maybe didn't know it was important to still subscribe to full-time creators, you know, but here's your reminder. So make sure you guys do that. It goes a long way so I can organically build the channel and continue to put out the fire, the hotness in boxing. Back to it. Errol Spence Jr., he was slighted. He was shamed. People were saying, oh, you're a drunk. Oh, you're an alcoholic. You're a wino. All these insults. And I feel Errol Spence because I feel like Errol Spence. Like when it comes to, I'm vindictive and I'm petty in that regard. When somebody tells me I can't do something, or when somebody tried to hurt or harm me or oppress me, I'm not going to easily forget that. So I understand the message of why he's throwing up the bird, the middle finger. Throw up your middle fingers, like Tupac said, because there were a lot of people who were coming for Errol at his lowest moment. And we as humans really got to do better. And I don't want to sound too preachy, but I'm letting this breathe. You got to let that breathe. I'm just telling you, and I'm speaking from the heart. We got to do better. This new internet society has gotten people into the like a desensitized realm where they don't even treat celebrities or people on social media like humans. We don't even act, some people, not everyone, but don't even act like humans anymore. where you got a guy who just nearly lost his life, albeit he made a mistake, drunk driving, whatever. And the first thing that come out of some of y'all mouths is you're a drunk, you're an alcoholic. You know, there's a time and a place. Let the man heal his bones and, you know, thank his lucky stars he's still alive before you want to preach. I'm sure if you laying in that hospital bed, I've laid in a hospital bed. I don't know about you guys, with like where I almost lost my life type of thing, right? And when you're in that hospital room and you're listening to the machines, boop, boop, and you're hearing people cough and stuff like that, it's not a fun feeling. And it feels extremely lonely. And especially like in today's age with Rona and stuff like that, people got jobs and people got kids to take care of and all kinds of stuff. So people can't be by your bedside 24/7. Like, of course, like when I was in the hospital, my family was great. They spent a lot of time with me and stuff like that. But my dad was in the military. He had a job. He still had to work and provide and pay the mortgage and things like that. So it's like boxing is the loneliest sport. And I can tell from being hospitalized that like when you have to learn to walk again and, you know, you have injuries and you're sore and you're in that hospital bed, dolo, it's a sad feeling. So, you know, some people want to be on the internet and they want to preach and tell Errol what he should do. I'm sure he knows that in those quiet moments where nobody's there but you and the nurses and hospital machines and defibrillators and IVs and you know, I'm sure he knows the mistake he made, you know. So I try to be cautious of that. So I feel Errol's energy. He feels probably invincible. I'm not saying he is invincible, but when you go to that special place and you dig down deep and you defy all odds and people doubted you, it is a rewarding feeling to come out on the other side and be like, yeah, I try to tell y'all counted me out and I'm back. You know what I mean? And I think that's kind of what it is. It's not even being cocky or boasting or trying to gloat. You're almost proud of yourself. And I think I can't speak for Errol. I'm not him. I'm not Mr. Man Down. But if you know the story, like they're probably gonna make a movie about Errol Spence Jr. in the future. He has that type of story. You know, they did one on Vinny Pazienza, who was also in a very nasty wreck, and they said he couldn't walk again, or he definitely wouldn't be able to fight again, at least, right? So this is the stuff movies are made of, and I feel Errol Spence's energy really and truly. I mean, even Terrence Crawford's team, they dogged Errol Spence. You know, they said some pretty nasty things. Oh, you drunk. Oh, you this, and you suck, and you sloppy drunk. You know, I mean, all these things. I'm not going to rehash everything, but you know, that was that. That was then. This is now. We here now. Errol Spence beat the brakes off UGAS, and he redeemed a lot of respect. Like even more so than Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, I thought he looked good, and I thought he actually beat Danny Garcia more convincingly than anyone had really beaten Danny Garcia to that. Like Mauricio Herrera, I thought beat him, but he was like jabbing. He never really hurt Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia had to think twice about coming forward and when to counter and stuff against Errol Spence. It was a different fight. So, and Mauricio Herrera at the end of the fight, Danny Garcia in Puerto Rico, his face didn't look all mashed up versus Danny Garcia, Kell Brook, UGAS, you know, Sean Porter got dropped. Lamont Peterson, it was never the same after the Errol Spence fight. It's a whole different bag. So, you know, credit to Errol Spence Jr. He is risen and he don't want no fake love. And I dig that because I'm the same type of person. If you like my channel, you like it. If you don't like me, you don't like me. If it's F me, then it's F you too. I don't really care. You know what I mean? I'm not here for that. You know, some people in this world will like you. Some people want you to do well. Some people don't care. Some people want to see you succeed. Some people want to see you fail. It don't matter. If you know where you're going, then, you know, just focus on that. Let me know how I did in this video. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Because I am the best in the business, subscribe. And I'm out. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation.